Hi guys, welcome back to your yoga challenge with Fable. I'm Natalie Simmonds. I'll be leading you through your vinyasa practice today. Firstly, well done for getting this far. You are so close to the end. We are almost there. So well done for all your hard work and your consistency. So just starting to allow your practice now to become a habit from doing it so much and doing it every day. It's part of our ritual, then it becomes a part of our way of life, which is always great in the end. So when you're ready, meet me in a cross-legged position. Easy pose if that feels comfortable for you. Otherwise, take an alternate pose to beginning. Take your fingertips out to the side. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and send them down the back. If your fingertips don't quite reach your mat, feel free to add your blocks in. Pop them under each fingertips as we begin. Close down the eyes for me. Begin to soften up your space between your eyebrows so we're open to receiving as we set our intentions for today's practice. Start to develop your breath, becoming mindful of deepening it. You breathe subconsciously every single day. Our body just does it for us, but I want you to start to cultivate a deeper relationship with it now, as you're probably in good practice with that. So for those of you who are familiar with Ujjayi breath, you're going to start to develop that. For those of you who are not, it's okay, just breathing in and out via the mouth as long as that feels comfortable for you. Start to draw your chin towards your chest as you do this, getting a big stretch through the cervical spine as we begin today. And outside of ourselves, it doesn't look like a whole lot is happening, but inside, there's so many subtleties going on that I want you to just start to enjoy and start to really tap into that sense of release through the upper back. As we develop the breath, again, starting to think about perhaps offering up our practice to something other than ourselves today, somebody else, if that resonates with you. They say the highest form of yoga is when we offer up the fruits of our labor. It's taking one more breath as you put everything else that you've got to do today to one side. Carve out the next 30 minutes for yourself on your mat. Everything we left to one side will be waiting for us after. So we exchange energies here to being present. And start to lift up through the crown of the head and just raise your left arm towards the ceiling. Take a big side stretch here. Pull down, anchor through that opposite hip. Take an inhale as we exhale. Take it all the way over to the opposite side. Lifting tall. And then again, finding this lateral lean, anchoring down through the opposite hip. Coming back to center. Bring the fingertips forward in front of you and meet me in your all fours position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You're going to meet me straight in your downward facing dog today, so tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, pressing the palms away. Inhale, lift the heels, ripple forward to your plank position. Hold it there, zip up through the navel, dome the upper back, protract the shoulders so you're drawing them away. Now bend your knees without popping them on the mat. Begin to draw your tailbone back and take it back up towards the ceiling for your downward facing dog, pressing through the palms. Again, inhale, lift the heels, ripple forward. Crown of the head arrives. Bend the knees, start to drive it back. Crown of the head is the last thing that arrives on the way back. So start to speed this up a little bit as your body becomes familiar with the movement. Marry breath to movement. Allowing pranayama to take over. And on this last one, we're going to keep the hips up and back, top of the mat. And just tiptoe your toes all the way towards your palms, or step or jump your feet in. Inhale to lengthen halfway flat back, bend your knees if you need to. Exhale, fold and round up through the spine, allowing our head to be the last thing to get there. As we arrive, big toes touch. Inhale, the palms high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, dropping the head, weight forward. Inhale, lift up, flat back, halfway. Plant the palms, step, jump, or float your way to the back of your mat. If you're jumping, take it straight to your chaturanga. Everybody else, lowering down onto the front side of your body. Drop the knees if you need. And inhale to your cobra. And as we come into our cobra or baby cobra, you can slide the palms back slightly so we're pressing into them a little bit more, hugging the elbows in, finding a bit more space there. Exhale, take it down, tuck the toes, lift up to your plank, Find that downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Square the hips, square the shoulders. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Again, inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, starting to find the heat, starting to feel that energy rise. Bring your knee to your nose and then start to slide your knee over towards your right upper arm and take it behind the wrist to meet me in your pigeon. Now we slide our back toes away. We square the hips, adding your equipment, your blocks if you need here. As we square ourselves forward, press into your fingertips and find a bit of a lift here as we draw it through the crown of the head. And then as we exhale, start to descend, going as far as you need to go for you. It will look different for all of us. Again, we want to be really mindful that we're just working with the body we've brought to the mat today. And it's so important to meet ourselves where we need to be met. Not pushing or forcing anything, enjoying the journey. As we start to come all the way up out of our pigeon, take your fingertips forward. We're going to bring our back leg to the top of the mat. So we press into the right knee, we lift, and we step our left foot forward. Now from here, our fingertips are going to keep going forward to find our standing split. So we're lifting the back leg, fingertips are forward here, finding some balance. We're going to bend the knee, Shiva squat, tap it to the back of that knee, and take it back up to the sky, crown of the head down towards your mat. Bend for 2. Take it towards the sky. And then from here, bring the toes to meet top of your mat. Bend your knees and find your chair pose. Lifting the arms up, reaching biceps in line with the ears. Here as we come up, pinky fingertips wrap round towards one another, pulling the hips back. Taking one more breath. Great, as we breathe out, bring your hands to heart center, starting to pull back just that little bit further. Let's see if we can take our right elbow over our left thigh, finding a twist here, perhaps looking up towards the sky. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. Elbow comes across, hook the thigh, and again, make sure that your left knee doesn't pop forward. Keep your hips square as possible. Coming back to center, inhale the arms. Great job. As we come all the way up, we're going to slide our left foot to the back of the mat, finding our warrior 2. Right foot forward, left foot back, bending into that front knee as much as possible. Flip the palm, inhale, take it over, reverse, and then exhale, sweep this palm behind your back. As you do, interlace the fingertips. Heel toe your right foot out a bit more. Give yourself some space for humble warrior. Drop the knuckles back, lift the chest high, and exhale. Bring your right shoulder on the inside of the right thigh, dropping the head in the direction of your mat, reaching your knuckles up and away from you. So try to have a sense of extending down towards the mat. Try to also have a sense of let go. Quite often we block ourselves in this position. Keep pressing that opposite heel away. So this back heel is pressing away as much as possible. Taking one more breath. As we breathe out, releasing through the fingertips. Take them to the inside of your front foot. Pivot on your back foot. Come down to the palms. Lower the back knee for your lizard. So we want to keep the chest almost lifted, like it's in a bit of an upward dog here. Start to come down onto the elbows. Breathing in, exhaling away. And again, you can use your blocks to bring the floor to meet your needs. Or you could stay here. If we're down here and we're going a little further, you might choose to slide the back knee further away and take this right forearm to the outside of the right foot. Taking another breath here. As you breathe out, start to bring the palms in, lift through the chest, tuck the back toes, step back to your downward facing dog. Option to take it through a vinyasa flow of your choice, or to just hold and hang out here. Up to you. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, thighs off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great. Inhale, lifting your left leg towards the sky, squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders, and then exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, tiger curl. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, squeeze, really trying to get your nose to meet your knee if you can. One more. Exhale, as we hold it there, bring your left knee to your left upper arm and then lower it down to the back of the left wrist. Squaring the hips, start to bring your back thigh away from you. Finding your lift here for your pigeon. So feeling a sense of lifting tall. Your hands can be on blocks if you need to here as well. And then exhale, take it down to the mat, either onto your forearms or going a little bit further. You can take it the entire way down if that feels good to you, as long as you're keeping everything square for me. So just taking 2 more breaths, allowing this upper body to settle, allowing yourself to find space through that back leg. And then walk the fingertips in on your next inhale. Remember, your back leg's going to come forward. So walk the fingertips forward now. Press into your left thigh and bring your back leg to the top of your mat. Fingertips keep going forward. We come up to find our standing split. So crown of the head comes down towards the earth. Leg comes up. Shiva squat. We bend the knee. We tap the back of our right knee. And we inhale, we rise back up. We tap. We inhale, we rise back up. Gorgeous, guys. Let's take 2 more. Good. Let's take 1 more. And reach. And now bring the feet to join. So your back leg comes down, we join the feet, we bend the knees, and we find ourselves back in our chair pose. Pulling the hips away. Bring your hands to heart center. Taking your left elbow over your right thigh, taking that twist. So again, try and get your hips lower than your shoulders here. Pull back so that both knees are aligned and both hips are in alignment. Inhale, reach forward, draw the hips further back. Exhale, twist towards the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale, staying present with the breath. Wonderful, guys. Inhale, come up. Step your right leg back for your warrior 2. Top of the mat, so bend the front knee, press the back heel away. And as we inhale, we're going to flip the front palm, reverse. And as we exhale, it sweeps behind our back. They interlace, or hook the thumbs if that feels a little trickier. Bring your left foot out to the left a bit more. Give yourself some space in the hips. Draw down through the knuckles, lift the heart high. Exhale, fold, dropping the head, bringing the left shoulder inside of the left thigh here. So keep pressing your back heel away. This leg is still strong and present for us. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Good job, guys. Take the hands to the inside of that foot. Pivot on the back leg. Lower to the back knee. And if you need some more space, send this foot out a little bit more towards your left for your lizard. Lunge here as we lift up through the chest. Again, thinking about shining your collarbones forward here. And then perhaps you stay. That's absolutely fine if this is where you're at. If you want to come down onto the forearms, it's also okay. Taking any other variations that suit you here. If you're quite mobile, you might want to think about bringing your elbows in line with those toes. So we've got a little further to reach here if that feels good to you. Taking 1 more breath. Exhale away. As we press down into the palms and come back up with the torso, tuck the back toes. Inhale, take it back to your plank pose or downward dog. So you can pause here or downward dog or take it through a variation of your flow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All joining back in our downward facing dog. Good job, guys. So from here, we're going to lower the knees when you're ready. So come straight back to 4-point kneeling for me. As we do, we're going to take our right arm towards the ceiling, taking a big twist. And as we exhale, bring that arm, thread it right underneath you, bringing your ear towards the mat and your shoulder towards the mat. And keep these left fingertips just by your side, just for now. Now you might choose to stay and just develop your twist here, which is going to feel really nice for the thoracic spine, a place we all carry a lot of tension quite commonly. Otherwise, if you want to add on, your left leg just goes long and you're going to press the heel away so the toes are still tucked.
Now think about your waistline. Think about your abdominals switching on here as perhaps you might choose to find a balance, lifting that leg. Now as you find your balance, you have to press down with the back of this right palm and maybe reach your top arm up. Maybe not, up to you. And if you've rolled or gone to one side, don't worry, I have done that many a time. Come back in. It's just nice to explore and to find where our limits are for today, and they're ever changing. Take one more breath. As you exhale, bring the knee in. Bring yourself right back up to find your all fours. And then if you need to, give me a little wiggle out side to side, going onto that second side. So inhale the left palm high. Exhale, bring it underneath the left ear to the mat. Keep your right fingertips just in front of you so you can see them, they're there, your elbows bending. Really reach the left palm away, and then if you want to join me with the legs, you don't have to, they're just offerings for you guys. Tuck the toes, press the heels away, and then perhaps start to lift the leg, and as you do, you really draw down through the back of that left palm. Maybe we start to lift the arm, maybe we don't, up to you, could just stay here. Taking another breath, really reaching the toes away. And then as we exhale, bringing the knee down, planting the right palm, coming back to find your all fours. If you feel like you need a bit of a cat and cow here, take it, that may feel really nice. So we inhale and exhale. Find a bit of movement here in center. And then as we come back, I'm going to tuck our back toes under, lifting the hips high. So we're back in our downward facing dog here, taking a moment to breathe, reset if you need to. We're going to repeat the sequence and just add on a little bit. So inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bring your right knee towards the back of your right wrist. So we're in pigeon for one breath. We're going to slide the back foot away. Inhale to find your lift. And exhale, take it down as far as you want to go. One full breath here. Breathing in, exhaling away. Begin to draw the fingertips back in towards you. We're stepping our back foot towards the top of the mat, so we come up and around. And as it gets there, our fingertips come forward. We lift to find that standing split. Now, here's an opportunity for you guys, if you are working on your handstands, to have a little go. Otherwise, another opportunity to balance. So the same arm as leg, your left hand will come around the ankle, drawing the crown of the head down, lifting up through that back leg. Breathing into that. And don't worry if it doesn't work out the first time. Have an opportunity to play and enjoy that. Taking one more breath. Great. As we breathe out from here, bending into your front knee, taking your back leg back, finding pyramid pose. So square the hips, inhale to lengthen, exhale to just fold over the leg. Taking a second here. So remember to square the hips, draw that left hip back, right hip forwards, that pelvis is nice and happy. We're in the right place here. Taking one more breath. And then your right palm's going to come up the mat slightly. So we find our twist. So we're here. Feel free to add a block in. So you could have a block here instead, which I will show you just now. So you might want your block there instead as you start to find this twist. And you might stay, or you might bring the back toes up off your mat, up to you. Or you might stay exactly where you are. You might see how it feels to bend the back leg and reach for those tiptoes, and if you've got them, press the shin bone away from you. Breathing in, exhaling away. Good job, taking one more breath. As we breathe out, let it go. Bringing both palms back down to the mat. Bend the front knee, step back. And perhaps coming through a three-legged plank into your vinyasa, or not, up to you. Exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Back to that downward facing dog. When you're ready here, we're going to inhale the left leg high. Square the hips, square the shoulders. Exhale, bring that knee straight to the back of your left wrist. Slowly coming down with the back thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. So just finding a bit of space for yourself. One full breath here to get that sense of a reach away from your toes. Exhale. Walk the fingertips back in. Pressing into the front thigh, we lift, back leg comes to the top of your mat. Reach the fingertips forward. On your next inhale, we find that standing split, lifting the back leg. Again, if you were working on your handstands, this is a really nice opportunity to come into that again here. Otherwise, if that balance was feeling good today, every day is different with your balance, so embrace the wobbles, welcome them. Take the same arm as ankle down. So right hand side here. And every time you're focusing on lifting the leg, drop the crown of the head further towards the earth. Taking one more breath. Really good, guys. Finding that sense of just reaching. That feels so nice to feel the sense of extending away. Now bring the foot down. Coming into your pyramid pose, so bend the front knee slightly. Square your hips. Inhale to lengthen, add in your blocks if you need to. Exhale to fold here. So I'm already going to grab my block. So if you're ready, have your block ready. And again, this can come as high as you guys need it to go. From here, taking your left palm onto your block, keeping the hips square, perhaps finding this twist. And if you're going to lift your back foot off the mat, take it forward just that little bit more. So you've got a bit more space there. Let me come down my mat so you can see. Great. Start to lift the back leg, reaching the back heel away, seeing how that feels. How's the balance today? And if you did start to think about this bind reaching towards the toes, also another option, pressing the thigh away, pressing your shin away. Taking another breath. Good job, guys. Releasing through the back foot. When you're ready, bend your knees, send your block forward and step back to find that three-legged playing option for a flow from here. Again, you can always skip it out if you want to. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Great, we're gonna lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward. Jump step, float your way to the top of your mat. And as you get there, keep your feet hip distance apart, hook your peace fingers around your big toes. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold, dropping the crown of the head towards your mat. Hips high. Finding this forward fold. So if you need to here, bend the knees, that's absolutely okay. But if it feels all right, finding that length. As we release from the big toes, either come into your Malasana yoga squat or join me for a crow. So splay your palms, start with your hips up, so it's always good to have them high. Then bend the knees and have your gaze fixed forward the entire time here. As we bend the knees, we deliver the knees to the upper arms as our weight comes forward. And you might be just starting here today, and that's absolutely okay. Just getting used to the weight in the arms. You may already be progressing to pulling the heels up, squeezing them. We're going to try and take 3 full breaths here. So inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, finding that sweet spot, sense of flying. One more breath. Option to step back to your downward facing dog, guys, or shoot the legs back, coming through a flow of your choice. Inhale and exhale. Nice job. From here, we're going to take our right leg to the sky as we all join. Bend the knee and either stay or start to slowly come back for me as we come into wild thing territory. So we're stepping the right foot behind on the ball of the foot. We're pressing into the left leg, and you might choose to just stay here for a moment. You might start going fully into wild thing as we start to lift the chest and the hips high. And then as we exhale, bring your hips down onto the mat, facing the opposite end of your mat. Sole of your foot comes to the inside of your thigh. From here, we sit tall, we reach the arms. We exhale, head to knee pose. Just breathing into the body. Again, we don't have to touch our toes, we're just going in that direction. So just find some ease wherever you are. We're gonna just take one more breath only here. Exhale. Great, as we come all the way up. Just going to take the knees towards our chest, perhaps lifting up through the toes, option to rock back or not rock back. But we're coming forward, we're finding our downward facing dog. And other side now. We're going to take our left leg up, bend it, press it away, three-legged dog, and then start to step back to your wild thing. Take your time, go as slow as you can. Stepping back, you might choose to just be here today as you're getting used to lifting the hips, or taking it all the way up and over, finding that space. Great, and then lowering the hips back down, facing the other end of your mat, coming into Janusasana on the other side. So just bring the sole of the foot in, reaching tall, inhale, exhale over that leg. Breathing in, exhale away. Just enjoying perhaps how different the body feels now compared to the start of this journey. Many, many small transformations end up being huge ones eventually. But also just finding the joy in moving daily for yourself, time for you. As you roll up through the spine on your next inhale, bring your feet towards the top of the mat, slide your hips down, and we're going to meet down on our mats. You might choose to take a little twist. So supine twist on one side for a moment if you feel like you really need this as you come down today. Always nice to sneak in a twist. Think of your back shoulder really grounding down into the mat. And then allow the knees to come through center and let them fall onto the other side. And while we're here, begin to deepen your breath. Getting a sense of calm back into the nervous system, a change of energy as you go back out to the day, go back out to manage all those things we've left on hold for the last 30 minutes. And then come back to center. Let the legs go long if that feels nice in your spine. If not though, if you need more space for the lower back, take your feet out to the sides of your mat, let your knees knock in, and you'll just feel so much more space there across the sacrum if that's what you need. Coming into your Shavasana. Close down the eyes, relax the jawline. And just feel your ribs on every exhale, softening, melting down into the mat, just absorbing all that goodness post-practice. So I'm going to leave you here today, guys. If you've got the time, please stay, enjoy a few minutes of quiet time, of a pause before the rest of your day commences. For those of you who need to head off, we'll rock to one side. We'll press ourselves up slowly and gently, meeting in our cross-legged position. As we sit tall, just allowing the shoulders to fall from the ears. Close down the eyes for a minute. Let the palms come to heart center for a second, Anjali Mudra. Feeling this sense of community as we've all been on this journey together. So really enjoying the sense of connectedness between ourselves for this wonderful ancient practice, bringing us together every single day this month. Let's bring our thumb knuckles to that space between the brows. Incredibly grateful for you all. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of this week, guys.